A very good evening, everyone. So we are back again with our new weekly session, which is about the transporter bill tracking. So today we'll be learning how to track the transporter bills in our RealBooks. So basically the freight tracking lets you to see the location of your shipments at any given moment in the real time, and freight tracking platforms allow you to stay on top of the location and ETA of shipments, helping you to make sure things are running smoothly. And you can always have a track of all the bills and the payments which are yet to be done, or whether all the details have been updated in the system or not, or the payments are due or it is yet to be paid. So to begin with, first you need to log into RealBooks. And then you need to make sure that from your settings configuration page, in your inventory. So today I'll be taking the example of sale GP. So you need to make sure that the gate pass details in our sale transactions are updated correctly. So for that, we need to make sure that the sale GP is enabled so that at the time of transactions, inventory, sale cycle, sale, you must get the options of gate pass over here. So over here, we'll be taking one sale ledger. Then I'll be taking one party as Zomato. And then probably I'll be taking the item as, say, suppose this item. And I will be giving the rate as 85. And then I will be clicking on done. So this is an optional feature. So over here, if you just want to update the GST part, I will just update it over here. As say, suppose IGST output 18%, 18 compute tax. So this is the regular process of updating the sales entry in the RealBooks. So what's additional over here? You are getting one additional tab of gate pass to track all the details of your freight. So over here, the mandatory field which you need to keep updated over here is the vehicle number. For example, I will update the vehicle number as WB117171. Now you need to search the transporter's name. I mean, who is the transporter name against you want to have that tracking of your freight in the system. So you need to make sure that you have selected the correct transporter name over here. So for example, how will my system know that whether you have marked this ledger as a transporter or not? Just to have an overview, we will come to Masters, Accounts, Ledger, and Edit. Since the ledger is already created in my system, so I'll simply search the ledger. And in my party info, there is an option of party type. So this party type needs to be marked as transporter. So now if I click on save over here. So this way you need to make sure that you have marked the ledger as a transporter. And now if you select the transporter name over here and search over here, then you can put the transporter's distance in kilometers. What is the distance of the transportation? So over here, if I put as 25, you can update the e-label number, the gross weight over here. As for example, I will be updating it as 180. And then I need to update this is again, you need to, I mean, this is an optional feature, I mean, tab, which you can update as pick from segment address or pick from godown address. So I'll keep it as it is over here. Now I will simply come to the freight type. What is the freight type over here? So I have different options reflecting on your screen. So you can simply click on any one of them as per the requirement or the one which is applicable. And then we'll have to click on this drop down icon, which will show you the further details of what is the freight nature, whether it is to pay or to be billed. To pay is the other party who needs to pay after the items are delivered, and to be billed is something which you as a company's person needs to bill against this particular transporter. So over here, if I keep the nature as to be billed, I need to now update the freight rate. For example, if I'm updating it as 14 or probably 24, then automatically this freight amount gets calculated based on the gross weight, which is updated over here. And then comes the freight advance amount. For example, at the time of dispatch only, if you're updating or giving some kind of advance, then you can always update over here. For example, if I'm updating it as 150, and this is the freight pending amount, which is an auto-calculated amount in the system itself. Then comes the other details of the driver name, driver contact number, delivery number. All these details are available in the system. If you want to update or have a track of all these details, you can always put in over here. So now comes the, we need to save the entry. Before that, I'll just update as P sales entry booked with GP details. Now I will simply click on submit. Oops, it is asking for updating the voucher number. Let's update the voucher number as TR-001. And let's click on submit. So my entry is booked successfully in the books of accounts. Now what do we need to do? We can simply go to reports, inventory, sales cycle, and here comes the option of freight payable. So we have the options of freight summary and freight payable details. Let's dig into the freight payable details. So over here, we'll have to make sure which transporter we are looking the details for and what is the from and to date. For example, I'll keep it as 1/3/2023 to the 3rd March, which is today's date. And since we booked the sale entry, so we'll be searching for sale and I will be updating it as all and click on search. So 3 entries are reflecting over here. And this is the last entry is the one which we updated right away today. So over here, we are getting what all details we are getting. We are getting the segment name, the invoice date, invoice number, then the party name, which was updated at the time of sales entry. What was the item weight? What was the freight nature, which was updated? Freight type, in case if I had updated, all the details will reflect over here. What was my vehicle number? What was the transporter's name? The net weight, freight rate. Then comes your freight advance, in case if any advance has been paid at the time of dispatch, all those details will be reflecting over here. What is the freight payable amount which is supposed to be paid? Then the additional charges in case if the transportation is over, this item has been dispatched. After that, if you feel there is some additional charges which is supposed to be paid, you can always add over here. I'll show how to add it. Then the total freight payable and the transporter bill number, bill date, bill amount, the transporter mode, which we can select at the time of gate pass itself, the waybill number in case which we have updated, then the narration and the expense ledger. Okay, so how is this ledger or how is this report going to help us in tracking the bills? So the sale entry has been booked. Now comes the bill booking of the transportation charges. So now, since we are viewing the report from all transporter, I need to search the exact transporter so that I will be allowed to make the entries immediately. Like, for example, the moment I clicked over here as search, automatically a checkbox is reflecting towards your left side for the first and the third one, the third entry, which I did right in front of you, and the second entry for which I am not receiving any checkbox. Why? Because this is something which is not supposed to be billed from our end. So the ones which are supposed to be billed from our end will be marked as to be billed in the entry itself, so that only these transactions I need to have a track of. So what do we need to do? We can simply click over here as checkbox. The moment I click the checkbox over here, automatically I am getting some additional fields which needs to be updated. Like, for example, additional charges. So for now, I will be skipping this particular part. And the transportation bill number, for example, if I am updating it as TBN-001, my bill date would be, for example, 3rd of March again. And the bill amount, again, it is editable, that whatever amount you are paying to at the time of billing, you can always put the amount for which the entry will be posted in the books of accounts. Then comes the field of narration, in case this is again an optional field. If you want to update the narration over here just to have a proper track or any kind of remarks or notes which needs to be updated, you can update it over here, like transportation bill booked. Then comes my expense ledger. Over here, I will be creating the transport expenses, like this is the one which I'll be selecting. Then the TDS ledger, in case if it is applicable, for example, TDS under 194C, then the rate may differ as per the terms and norms. It may be 1, it may be 2 in some cases that you can look into in details. So over here, I will type it as 2, then comes the save option. So we just simply need to click on save icon over here. So my data save got successfully. So this data which has been got saved successfully, all those details which I wanted my system to capture, it has captured. But what about the entry which is supposed to be booked in my books of accounts? Do I need to update it manually? The answer is no. Since you have already updated all these details in this line as per those transactions, so you can simply click on this checkbox which is reflecting right in front of you and click on post voucher. So before I post voucher, I would like to show you the Daybook, which is, for example, I will be showing you voucher type as this particular thing. Okay, only one transaction, the sale entry, which was updated in the books of accounts, only that is reflecting. So now I'll come to the freight payable, back to the freight payable report once again. Now I will be clicking on post voucher. Do you want to post voucher? If I click on OK, it will be asking that on which day do you want the voucher to get posted? And what would be the voucher type that you wish to select so that the entry get posted in that particular voucher type? So over here, I'm selecting the simple voucher type as journal, and my date would be 3rd of March 2023, and I'll click on post. The data saved successfully. Now again, coming back to the Daybook report. Let's check how does it looks like. Oh, wow. One journal entry has been updated over here. Now, the moment I click enter over here, the entry will reflect in my screen. The transportation bill was booked. And over here, since the RCF entries or the RCM ledgers were already configured in my expense ledger, and so it got auto-computed in the system itself. And then the bill which I have updated at the time of freight payable transaction, that is reflecting in my bill details. So accordingly, you can always have a proper track of proper journal bill booking of your transportation expenses in the books of accounts immediately on a point of click. So this was all about the freight payable report. You can have use it as per your requirement, and this can be posted at the time of a GRN for the purchase transactions, and for the sale you can book a sale entry. Just you need to make sure that the sale GP or the GRN GP is enabled in the system, and accordingly you are capturing all the gate pass details in your sale transactions itself. So in case if you by mistake you have made a few wrong bill amount or the bill date which was updated in the books of accounts, now you want to make few changes in the entry itself, but you want to get, since the entries is getting posted over here, so you want to have a quick look from the freight payable report and you want to delete that particular transaction which was booked from my system. So what you can simply do, again with the same process, coming back to the freight payable details, we need to select the exact transporter name. Then we will be searching it over here, clicking it on all. Then I will be coming it towards the right. There will be an option of delete freight payable or delete auto posted. Now delete freight payable is something which is updated over here, all these details. This is something which is denoting it as delete freight payable. Or you want to delete the auto posted voucher, or you want to open the voucher which was posted by my system. So over here, I will be clicking on delete auto posted voucher. So it will again ask me that do you want to delete the auto posted voucher or not? I will be clicking on OK. And let's check in my Daybook report if I still see that particular transaction. No more. I can see any freight payable journal entry which I booked, so I am unable to view that auto posted in transactions in my Daybook. Now I have made few glitches or few issues in my freight payable entry itself, the way the details which I have just updated, then I can just click on delete freight payable as well. So you need to click on OK. The data got deleted successfully. Again, I am getting one particular checkbox to update all these details. So you can have a combination of entries also getting done for one particular transporter. If you want to book the bill accordingly, you can just click on the checkboxes, give all these details, you can save the data, then automatically post the data from our system itself. So this was all about the trade payable details. If there is any queries or question, we'll be glad to answer them all. So please go ahead with them. Thank you. In case if we don't have any queries, so thank you all for joining. In case if you want to refer the same video, the features are already getting uploaded on our YouTube channel. Feel free to come back to us, contact our support team wherever you are getting stuck for this feature. We'll be happy to help you out. Thank you so much for joining.